Hi everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Mother Berry, aka Jenna. I'm hopefully your new favorite working mom or soon to be your favorite working mom. If you aren't new and you're returning, thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. Today I'm going to be diving into my 2025 goals. I've been wanting to make this video for a little bit, but I took a little bit of a break there. January is very much so like a trial run month for me as we get into the new year. I'm typically very excited about all my new goals and things. So then I feel like I get into January and that's really the time to like make mistakes and the hiccups and stuff. I try to do like the winter arc before to kind of combat that, but sometimes the holidays right into a bunch of birthdays is like a lot to deal with and it's hard. But anyway, took a lot of rest, resetting, figuring out if my routines are still working for me, and I felt like some of them weren't. So, kind of getting into new routines and things, making things make more sense in my life and daily schedules and routine while still working with flexibility, which is one of my goals. But doing things that will help me move more towards some of my goals, if that makes sense. Because I just found myself going outside of like my morning and night routines in ways that I just felt came more natural. So I don't want to like force a routine just because it's something I came up with. So as we get into my 2025 goals, I'll kind of tell you how I'm working them into my life in like a work-life balance kind of way as a working mom who works from home. And I have one kid. So keep those in mind if you didn't already know those things. And I am married, so I do have support of my husband. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, also, I just want to say that if you're just now starting goals or you're just now making a vision board or you fell off and you need to get back on, like it's okay to restart at any point. You can restart at any hour, any day, any week, any month. It doesn't matter. The next day is a new day. The next hour is a new hour. Next week is a new week. Like you can do it at any time. So don't feel like because you are doing anything with your New Year's goals and it's not at the beginning of January that like you can't still be successful. First thing I want to talk about is how I go about doing my vision boards, how I've done them in the past and how I'm doing them now. So I've only ever done a digital one in the past and it's worked fine. But this year I really just wanted to get back to old school, tangible. Like I've stopped using any kind of digital planners unless it's like a social media planner where a lot of like the electronic content is already online, and then like my Apple calendar. So I use that for like main, like not a lot of detailed stuff. Out of town this weekend, this birthday this weekend, this party, this thing. But for the most part, I use my doodle planner and I have my like work planner. Other than that, I don't like really use an electronic planner like fully. I do better with like paper things, writing them down. We have like a little calendar that I could write on our fridge and stuff. With that, I said, I kind of want to get back to old school. Like I used to be one of those kids that made like a Tumblr notebook where you print out the pictures and like put all your little boards and creative stuff together. So I did that with my vision board. I'll just let you see it. So far, I mean, it's completed, but this is how it turned out. I really love it. With my digital one, I had it as my background in like a mini version on my phone. I just felt like digitally we can be so conditioned to seeing something on your phone every day, like your phone background or like the apps, like you barely notice things. And I just felt like I wasn't noticing it as much and taking in the detail as I am like a physical vision board. I was like, you know what? I'm ditching the digital one. I may go back to making a digital one in the future because it is easier and less time consuming. But I honestly had a lot of fun sitting at my kitchen table, making a mess, insert picture here, clipping these all out, making them all fit perfectly, and then somehow having extra space and needing to like fill in the little background spaces. There's a lot of stuff in here, so let's not talk too long and let's just get right into it. Basically, what I do is I get onto Canva. I can show you like a screen recording here, and I just do just like a blank template, just like a piece of paper template, like I was going to print it out, like 8 by 11 or whatever it is. And I just put how big I would want the picture, like on like a printout, like, like regular piece of copy paper, how big I would want it on there. I kind of just like guesstimate having printed stuff out a lot before. Like, I mean, just how big it's going to come out when you print it. For the most part, it was all fairly accurate. And so from there, I just cut everything out kind of roughly. And then I'd go in, place it, see what kind of room I'm working with. And then from there, I trim down even further. I also wrote it in my journal this year, but I wrote down all my goals on the back because something I didn't do last year that I'm doing this year is like I didn't truly write out like my intentions and my goals Like last year, I just had pictures and I just look at them kind of knowing, like, oh, I want to go for that vibe or I want to do this thing. But like, what exactly are you trying and wanting to do, you know? And so this is my goals list. And we'll go one section by one section and I'll kind of point to the pictures and show you everything from there. Let's start with fitness because why not? I want to run a 10K this year. That's a very tangible goal for me, and I have the whole year to do it. You know, I think I want to try to do one in the spring into summertime, like maybe around May, but we'll see where my running's at before I like sign up for one. I want to be able to do the splits by the end of the year. I chose I'd be able to do either one, sideways or frontwards, whatever. So that will inevitably involve me doing more stretching, which will hopefully also lead, like, because I'll be doing running, I need to be more disciplined to do more stretching and incorporate it into any kind of activities that I'm doing, or like when I'm just like sitting around, maybe do some stretch, like, you know, like active stretching, whatever. I would also like to do an aerial yoga class. And keep in mind, as I say a lot of these goals and things that I want to do throughout the year, I think they're achievable because a lot of these are like one off things that I would like to do, whether it's by myself, with a friend, with Danny, with whoever. So this is my fitness section. It's all right here at the bottom. It's like fitness and health. It's kind of like one, like each section flows into one, like in a specific way. So like AKA like health, have some green, and then green goes into finance, and then, you know, from so on. Like this is like health, fitness. I have like couple fitness, and then goes into like relationship. I would like to go to a beach yoga class. My father-in-law recently bought a condo down in Florida, and so once that's done being renovated, he's done like fancying, like making it livable, habitable, whatever. Once we can go down there, I feel like that would be very reasonable to be able to find a yoga class that's on the beach down there. I've done a beach yoga like class before, and it was just really nice and really so fun. But either way, we have some like beach trip type stuff coming up in the future. So I feel like that again is another achievable one. I'd like to run a half marathon this year. Again, I think this one I would probably try to do closer to like the fall, maybe like right at the beginning of winter time, so that it's like really cool doing it. But we'll see. Hello. As you can see, there's a bit of a scenery change. Last night, when my camera went all wobbly, there was a tornado warning. And we don't really have like tornado sirens where I am. When I was growing up in Mississippi, they had like tornado sirens all the time. And we don't have those here because we don't typically have tornadoes. So when you get an emergency alert on your phone that sounds like a really loud Amber Alert type of alert, and it says tornado warning, take cover immediately, it freaks you out a little bit. And of course, my child also woke up at that time. Nothing ended up happening. Everything was okay. That was pretty much it. I got stuff ready in the hallway just in case we did have to take shelter for anything. Nevertheless, we will continue where we left off. So this was going to be like a really warm, like kind of dark vibes, like cute little background. But here we are just making do with what we have. So now we're bright. We're up. It's the next day. It's the morning, but still want to finish up my 2025 goals. So I believe I left off saying that I wanted to run a half marathon along with running a 10K. So my reason I have both of those on there is because I don't just want to say, oh, I want to run a half marathon. Like I've never ran that far before in like a race. So that's why I just thought like doing a 10K race first would be more practical for of a goal. The run a half marathon is kind of like run a half marathon question mark. I don't know. I may get to the 10K and be like that was fun, but like I don't really want to get into all the training of running a half marathon because it is a good bit of training. You have to take it a lot more serious than you would take other races. So it's not that I don't think I could do it. It's just it does take a lot of time. So as the year goes on and I am running more consistently, I will kind of like assess there, like, do I feel like I have the time to put into properly training for a half marathon, and is this still something I would like to do? But I at least want to keep it on my radar, so that's why I added it to the goals list. I just want to make sure I have the time to really like put into it that you need to do Pilates consistently. Recently, I went to the gym and I lifted for the first time, like lifted weights for the first time in a long time. And I forgot how good that felt and how nice it is to just do like a simple workout like that. Because part of my physique goals are to gain more muscle and more muscle definition. So while I feel like Pilates would help with that, I do want to focus more on weightlifting, and this is how I think like some of my like routines will change. And so I do want to still do Pilates consistently because I think Pilates will not only help with the muscle definition, but will also help with somewhat with flexibility and like pushing those smaller muscles to their limits a little bit more. So that's still a goal, but it's not a goal and like do Pilates as my workout routine kind of consistently. Like that's my workout. I'd rather put more emphasis on lifting weights and like once a week, I do some Pilates. And I would like to do a reformer Pilates class similar to the aerial yoga class. I would just like to do it, just at least try it once. I've been on a reformer before, but it was for PT. The only one I haven't said on fitness part is workout consistently. So all of these, you can see how they kind of go together, but there are some very specific ones. Like as I get more into working out, I will be working out consistently. As I get, into running and training, as I'm doing Pilates and stretching or trying out yoga, I am um, gaining flexibility to be able to do the splits. I have specific and then bigger ones like working out consistently, and how these smaller ones help feed into my big goal, if that makes sense. So some of the inspo I have on here is like 1% better every day, a lot of like affirmations and quotes. So I have like, I will have a consistent workout routine. You are the most important project you will ever work on. Fun fact with the green AirPod Maxes, I originally wanted green AirPod Maxes. I thought that was the cutest color. I saw it, I wanted to get some used ones. And then as I was looking around, I just couldn't find a good pair of used ones. And so I just got some white ones because white goes with everything. But I just thought the green would like kind of like badass with my black hair, like working out with them. I thought they were really cute. But so they're still on there for the vibe, but whatever. We'll go into health since that kind of feeds into the next section of my board. So for health, I would like to juice consistently, drink more matcha. I did get a matcha kit, so I have consistently drink more matcha. It's including when I go out to get coffee, like trying to maybe switch up when I do get coffee and getting a matcha instead. And drink more tea. I would like to drink more tea, specifically more in like the evening, maybe afternoon time, but especially after like a meal for like in the evening, winding down digestion type of thing, and be better about washing my veggies. So I have like a grocery thing full of produce, drink more water, pictures of juicing, matcha, washing veggies. And then that feeds into the green financial era. Let's see, the only one on there that is not really, I put it on health because I kind of consider it health, but it's not really in this health section, is um, grow long healthy hair, because I'm working on growing out when my hair was completely white silver bleached like platinum blonde, and so I have like a picture of hair up here. That's literally it for health. Okay, next section we're going to go into is finance or financial. So I have three things on this one because it leads from my fitness, health, green to my finances, green obviously. So budget consistently. We just bought I mean it was relatively inexpensive, but like a budget template to use in Google Sheets that a few people I saw recommended, that looked fairly simple. I've used different budgeting tools, whether it be apps, websites, creating my own, and through the different trial and error of using different tools, I have found it is nice to have something that's already set up well for you, and is like easy to use. Like that's the most important thing, is it's not, doesn't feel intimidating. It like it's nice to look at for me. These are my preferences. So I can link or show the one that I bought, but I'll probably honestly be going, I'll just link it because I haven't completely filled anything in yet. So once I'm done with that, I will do it in my next month, like monthly plan with me. I'll do a budgeting section in there, and I'll show you like the ins and outs of it, and we can kind of go over it there. Second financial goal is to pay off at least half of my student loan. I took on a student loan for my master's degree, and it more than paid for itself with me being able to get a really nice job. It's not too huge of a loan. It's around $20,000. But for a student loan, that's really not a lot. I don't know if you know a lot about student loans, but that's not like a crazy amount of student loan. And we paid off a 10K loan that we borrowed when I was making even less money. And we paid that off in under a year, when we were like really, really going through it. We did, to be fair, we did use like bonuses and things like that. So I really think paying off half of that student debt in a year is, student loan is possible. I would like to save up for a car. So, along with paying off the student loan, I won't be putting as much away for a car, but at least to save up a little bit, have a separate savings account just for a car, because my husband and I's cars are both getting up there in mileage and usage. We feel it is in our near future that one of our cars may hit a repair if that's the end of its life. So saving it for that because you never know, something could happen. We've got green, like the little, I'll post a picture of it on the screen, but like the little like colorology or whatever it is, 777. If you don't know, I'll put it on here what the 777 deal is. It's like an angel number thing about like being on the right path. Okay. Brand socials is kind of what that next one went into. So these are like social media, building a business type of goals. I have upload on YouTube consistently, working on that, working out the kinks, run a successful shop by the end of the year. I would like to have successfully been working on the shop, whether I just do the shop through Instagram or just through the website or both or whatever, however I get traffic flowing through it. I would like to be able to run it successfully, even if that means one sale a month. Do that successfully. But whatever I'm doing and to whatever capacity, do it successfully and consistently. Start back up the podcast. So this is one that I have contemplated a lot lately. I have gone back and forth so many times in my head on if I actually want to do this, because these days I feel like everyone and their mother has a podcast about literally anything that you want to find a podcast about. And I'm like, really? There's no reason for me to have a podcast out there amongst the sea of all the other podcasts. Like, what could I have to offer? But I feel like that can be such a dangerous mindset with anything. Like, why would I put anything that's special to me out into the world when there are so many other things out there similar to it? But I am not going to go into it now, but there are so many reasons why that's like a very flawed a very flawed way of thinking, and why I don't want to do it just yet. But at some point this year, I do want to start back the podcast. That's all I have to say about that for now. Buy a new camera for the YouTube/shop. I know exactly what camera I want. I know exactly what color I want it in. I know exactly what lens attachment I need for it. And I've been thinking about this one for a while. I feel like I do so much on my phone. I would just like to be able to have separate, like literally hard drive or like folder in the cloud or something somewhere of like my camera videos that are just very like old school, like Christmas morning. We've set up the camera, we recorded it just to look back on. And I always think like God forbid something happened to me or Danny or both of us, I would love for my son to be able to have those kind of memories. So like literally watch back tapes, home videos, of us and all of us interacting. Because I think that is something beneficial about living in the golden age of like technology and cameras and things like that, is like you can record moments and kind of live back through them and like be able to cherish memories that you might not have been able to cherish, especially while he's young and doesn't remember everything that we'll remember. The next two have to do with like followers and subs on YouTube and Instagram. So I would like to try. I'm not really huge on this one because it's Instagram and I kind of just like over there is like a digital diary for fun. I don't put too much account into Instagram, but try to maybe hit 500 followers. I'm not like putting too much stake in that. Like if I don't hit it, it's kind of like, okay, whatever. But maybe if I'm consistent enough and I can grow following on YouTube, people would follow it on Instagram. I don't know, kind of like a silly fun goal. But seriously, I would like to try to hit 2K subs on YouTube. I'm at like 856 or something now, and I've been sitting at there for a little while, like teetering back and forth. And I believe I know it's because I've been inconsistent. So hopefully with consistency, that feels like a very realistic goal because I'm already almost at 1,000 to hopefully maybe gain about 1,000 followers this year. I don't think that's insane. So we'll see. Maybe it is insane and I gain like 20 this year and that's fine. But just kind of to like put a goal on it to have something that I'm striving for, I guess. I have a lot on my brands corner. This is like a picture of the shop. Or like an organizational inspo picture. Successful Girl Era, shop supplies, dark green because I like the symbolization of that. That's my little business section. The next section to go over, I think I go straight into faith. A ton for this one because it's kind of like a new area for me. Complete my devotional. I have a devotional I've worked on here and there that I would like to just complete at some point this year. Pray more, read the Bible more. Just like spend time in, even if it's like 5 minutes a day or 5 minutes a week, like whatever it is, and then just grow my faith. Those are very broad goals because I don't have anything specific for that because it is so new to me. So just kind of giving myself a lot of grace there. So that one goes into the wellness self-care section. Read one book a month. So that is my goal. My goal for the year is 15 books. I no, I'm new to reading. I think that is possible because I have some books that are coming out this year that I know I will finish super quick because they're a very easy read. And I plan to do a few easy read books in between some like heavier series that I'm trying to read, like the Akatar series. I'm trying to read that. So I think that should be easy enough because some of those easy read, like romance books, you can finish in like a few days to a week if you just put the time into it and like
do it while you're walking or whatever else, do it on your breaks at work. They just go by super quick, and I tend to be a slow reader. So if I'm saying that, I think that's a very realistic goal. I would like to get a facial. I originally said at my sister's spa that she works at, but she actually left that spa and is going to a new one. So whenever she gets set up at another spa, I would like to get a facial at her spa because she's an esthetician and I think that would be so fun to support her, but also I've never gotten a facial before. So I think that would be so fun. The little like lamp with the steam and they brush your face with little brushes. I think that looks so fun and cute and relaxing. And then just to embrace 28. Year 28 for me. So I had my cake is literally on my vision board. So all of these start leading into the last section, which is personal slash random. So a lot of these are one-off ones, but some of them are just random. So go to the beach more. I feel like this will be possible because, as I said before, my father-in-law got a condo he's restoring. So go to the beach more. We've gone to the beach like once or twice in the last year or two. So if I go once or twice, that's going more. I would like to go hiking on a bald mountain. I've gone once before in Asheville. So if you don't know what a bald mountain is, it just doesn't have trees. It's mostly just grass, so you can see all the mountains around you. Okay, so the next one I have is go to a pottery class. This is like my other classes that I want to try out. This is just like a one-off one. I just want to do it once. I would like to do a pottery class, but specifically one with the wheel and then paint the pottery and do the whole thing. So I have some cute pictures. Either it's by myself, with a friend, with Danny, with whoever it is. Just like embracing more like hobbies and fun little things. Work on my capsule wardrobe. That is something that I am actively currently working on. Trying to be done. I think a lot of people are being done with the whole fast fashion thing. The more we learn about it and hear about it, this is like a multifold, multi-layered thing for me. So one, I find myself wearing the same things anyway, the same pieces, the same staple things. So I would like to invest my money in more quality pieces that will last me longer than something that was going to last me for 6 months and then tear or rip or not. The quality is just not going to stay there versus like buying this cheap stuff that I get new stuff every season just to try to keep up with the trend. So, also, I think some of that is helpful by going to like thrift stores. I'm not going to be one that has like 5 pieces of clothing, but again, like I said, less fast fashion pieces, more pieces that are like natural fibers or, not these crazy synthetic chemically coated pieces of clothing because I've just been learning more about that. Skin health and stuff, especially with me being someone that gets really dry skin and rashy. I think that is something to definitely keep an eye on, is the kind of material that you're putting on your body. Like your skin touches it all day. If you're having skin issues, that would be something you should look at. Save up money to buy an iPad and Apple Pencil. This one I could see myself doing maybe by the very, very end of the year, but I would like to just save up a little bit of money each month to do that for the sake of editing and doing like digital creation type of stuff on the iPad. I grow a garden slash herbs. We are going to start working on the outside of our house this year. So, like landscaping, things like that. And we used to have an edible garden. So, I would like to start back out gardening, but start out with something easy like growing herbs, even just in little pots, because those were the easiest to manage. I would like to grow in my marriage. That one speaks for itself. Have more girls' nights slash mom group nights. The last one on here is going to be have pizza and wine, a pizza and wine dinner with Danny on the beach at sunset. And I know this sounds so specific, but I have a few opportunities to do it. One, when we visit Danny's dad at his new condo, I think that would be very easily done. But we are doing a pseudo like makeup honeymoon because we got married in COVID slash 5 year anniversary slash it's my friend's wedding and she's doing a destination wedding in Turks and Caicos. So we are going to Turks and Caicos this year. Um, and I think it would be very doable for us to work out a night where we have wine and pizza on the beach at sunset at any of those locations. So that is why that's on there. I just think that is so fun, so cute. Put some blankets down, it'd just be a whole thing. Like, how sweet would that be? That is my entire vision board. To tie this all together, the last thing I want to talk about is my word for the year, because the past few years I've done a word of the year. Some people think it's super silly. I really like it. I feel like it brings a lot of more intention into your goals, into your year to be thinking about. And mine this year is abundance. Last year was flourish. This year it's abundance. And I definitely feel like I definitely flourished last year. So I had wrote about it in my journal as I wrote about my 2025 goals. It means plentifulness of the good things of life, which is a lot of the themes I have. Being better in my marriage, leaning more into motherhood, even more so than I already do. Good things in life, like good things for your body, with health, finances, growing a business, being around friends, and like just that whole idea of being more into these like intentional, whether it's slow or saying no to things and saying yes to things that build your peace and prioritize it, like wholesome things in life, because that's just really how I intend to live my life. So plentifulness of the good things of life is just really the whole idea around a lot of things on my vision board of what I'm going for. My mantra is the universe is abundant and so am I. And then the meaning behind that mantra, I would like to read that because I just think that really, again, it ties it all together. It's just like pretty with a bow. This is like one of my, I think this is going to be a really great year for me, for my family. It's a lot of good things have happened to make this year good, to start it out good, and to get these good feelings going. So it's just as the universe is full of limitless potential and resources, you too have access to an abundance of possibilities and positive experiences in your life. I don't want this to sound too woo-woo type of manifestation and stuff, but I do believe in like thinking about mantras and deeply thinking about things. Do I think that just because I put on a piece of paper, it's just going to poof happen? Not necessarily, but I do think it gives you more reminders to be intentional about what you want and how you want your life to go and the path you want to help yourself go down. It says essentially, it signifies a belief that you are not limited by scarcity, but rather have the capacity to attract and experience great things in all aspects of your life. Now, where have we heard that before? Oh, yeah, Mother Berry's slogan that she came up before she heard this, helping moms or empowering moms to grow and thrive in all aspects of their life. My website, beginning of it now says areas, but it used to say aspects. So I thought that was really funny. And that was like a true sign that like, this is my mantra. This is abundance. And all of this is meant to be for this year. This is just like a full circle sign. It's like a dash of like the woo woo. You create a lot of your opportunities in what you do in life, and to be in the mindset that you're always bound by something, whether it's a trauma or a past experience, or you're bound by like certain circumstances. Like you do have a lot of power to change certain things in your life and to get out of like victim type of mindsets that abusers or certain people or certain groups of people hanging around the wrong things can put you in. And I'm just fully in my, I guess, era, you could say, of like prioritizing my peace, like keeping the right company that like have the same values and ideas that I do, as far as like we want a healthy marriage and things like that. Like it's no offense to someone that maybe has gotten divorced and stuff, but like this just the example I think of. But like if you hang around people that are like very quick to like divorce or break up and get back together and break up and get back together and like constantly have toxic relationship or toxic marriages, that's going to feed into your marriage. So like I would really like to keep people around in our circle that have like more of a faith-based marriage, prioritizing like those kind of connections and experiences. I think all of that ties in and brings you to like having great things, great experiences, great potential, great resources, positive experiences, all the things. So that is pretty much it for my vision board. If you made a vision board, tag me in pictures on Instagram at mother.berry. Or also don't forget to like and subscribe this because it helps support me and I really appreciate it. I see each and every comment, person that subscribes, all of it, and I'm always so appreciative of it. Let me know what you thought about this video, if you'd like me to dive more into different sections of this, or how I'm planning to have my goals go from month to month, whatever it is. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.